All right, here is the July 11th Board of Directors meeting, book 2. This book, which is about 1.5 inches thick of paper, is only about me. So I was appealing 2 citations, and I was at the meeting, which is standard business, nothing new and exciting. And I was also going to be asked to defend my claim against him in a public meeting with a court stenographer that you all paid for, defend my allegations against him for targeting harassment, right? Well, the day I was supposed to get all this, which I didn't. Here's a fantastic one. Look at this. From May, in 2 months, right? He said, LPOA staff and legal, $10,000 what I've cost the LPOA. It says, does not account for material, copying time, or incidental expenses. So this is not included in that expense. Who authorized $10,000 and what did you get? What was that, legal? You spent $10,000 of LPOA money on legal, what? I filed my lawsuit on the 15th before this was even written. So what does this guy charge an hour? $5,000 an hour, that's crazy. My appeal in 2020, he says it was $8,000. $9,000? What are you doing? This is nuts. Lakewood Neighbors for Progress. It says I threat designed to intimidate. Yeah, you guys are messing with me. Yeah, I think Mark and our attorney have to go. Sorry, not sorry. I'm gonna file a lawsuit, I did. False info, tortious interference with contractor relations. Like, what are you talking about? Attempt to intimidate? Here's another one. The accused have a right to face their accuser per 6th Amendment. What are we doing citing the 6th Amendment in a board book that God knows how much time and money they spent putting this together? Oh, Rusty makes the page. Disseminating false info. Guess he didn't like me pointing out that the LPOA lost $60K because we neglected to change the interest rate for 14 years on $1 million the golf course owes us. What's false about that? I sent a spreadsheet up with all 14 years and the money we lost. And last year was like $30,000. The year before that it was 32. We net benefited some years too, but overall it was a $60,000 loss. So, dude, prove it. You can't just write this in there and show it to the board. Prove it. I did. Where's your spreadsheet? I told Barb I was going to use paper, and Mark got up and threatened me to remove me, and he's not even running the meeting. Okay, here is a conversation between Blaine and myself that Blaine must have sent him. I text Mark last night as well, and we'll go chat with him on Monday. I know, trying to get his wife to not serve as a witness is witness intimidation. What are you talking about? Blaine posted something that was completely slanderous, defamation. And so I text Mark, hoping you can talk some sense into Blaine to take his post down on Lakewood Yes. I would be pissed if he stated my wife would testify to his claims. Sounds like another neighbor and probably Yvonne could account for Autumn being intoxicated. Eric trying to intimidate Mark, Rita, and wife to lie about a private matter. Okay. Eric also tried to get Yvonne to lie. Show me, what are you talking about, dude? I went to go talk to Yvonne. I was like, hey, did you tell me not to vape when they said some staff person told me not to vape? Well, turns out that was a sign, and I won that appeal because it's ridiculous. Perhaps we can all show the community what good looks like. Let's sit down and squash this BS between us, and you can open Lakewood Yes back up to the candidates to be able to defend themselves and take down your nasty progress posts. Eric tries to leverage Blaine to get back on Lakewood Yes. Well, if I was running Lakewood Yes, I would let all the candidates get on there. That seems reasonable. Oh, this is a good one. All right, so they're saying, oh, we don't target Eric. Current issued 2024 violations as of June 7th. Failure to comply. That's 1. You know who that was? Me. Do you know that got overturned because it wasn't true? Correct. So that's a 0. 100% of the failure to comply through the whole year was garbage. And even Steve White, thank you, got up to defend me at this meeting and said, yeah, you failed to meet the standard of this. So I won that. Look at that. probably for the first time, staff requests that the board reconsider the 6-point minimum and assess the correct points and fines mandated. What that means is Mark and staff are asking to overturn the appeals decision. Thankfully, the board was like, no, so they went against his recommendation. This proves targeting. He's like, look, let me continue to try to target and harass and inflict emotional damage on this guy. Because look, we've approved all this, right? And here's the thing. The person who is most afraid of you telling the truth will go to any length to trash you. Okay, May 8th. Okay, GM advises Sean Botchell that it is possible to do that as Mr. Sanchez is a valid slip lessee that came off the waiting list that the GM would approve the transfer. So basically, they approved Andrew Sanchez to co-lease with his dad as long as he relinquished his slip to free up a slip, right? Well, that's not a current policy. So they want to fine me for if I break a rule, but what do they get fined if the GM advises and lies that it is possible? Because policy 5 states no boat slip co-lessee agreements can be made at the LPO office. And I have a copy of that agreement. I posted it before. They did it. He'll say it was to free up a slip. I know it was to do that and to get me out of a slip. Now, it is a good rule. I think we should have that, but it's not in place. So look at this. You go here, look, the LPOA staff, we pay them to screen clip my post, Eric Stallman's. It should be allowed. Somebody came up on the list and is forfeiting the slip to join with somebody else. That only makes sense and is logical, more access to the lake. I agree. But look, I think it is a great idea as well. But it's not policy. And so they're actually, for the last 2 months, have had boat slip language on the agenda, trying to approve that in arrears. So Mark breaks a rule and I call him out on it. And then what does he do? He just tries to change the rule. So I'm glad he put this in there. Yes, that language should change. But look at this, it's ridiculous. Let's go to some more stuff that they put in here.